Today I'll be teaching on the lesson plan is for July the 31st, 2022. Bible study I chose was Love Thy Neighbor. Lesson text coming from Mark, the 12th chapter and the 31st verse. The hook. What will you use to grab the learner's attention? Write out your plan. Jesus Christ set a perfect example of kindness and love throughout his earthly ministry. Jesus showed his love for others by blessing and serving the poor and the sick. Jesus told them to love thy neighbor as thyself. That's from the hook. The book is the Bible. The text coming from Mark 12:30 and 31. List all words you will use, how you will make sure the learners understand the text. The second is this: you love your neighbors as yourself. There is no other commandment greater than these. Look, how will you help the learners see how the scriptures apply to their life? What example activities will you use? We will start out with devotion, song, and prayer to get everyone excited about the teaching of the Bible study. The took. How will you present a challenge of how to live this out? But a Samaritan, as he traveled, came where the man was, and when he saw him, he took pity on him, and he went to him and bandaged his wound, pouring on oil and wine. Then he put the man on his own donkey and brought him to an inn and take care of him. The next day he took out 2 denarii and gave to the innkeeper. The Lenny and Sidney's love thy neighbors. How will you love your neighbors as thyself? For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. Jesus can't love ourselves. We have our neighbors. Who is our neighbor? Anyone we'll come in contact with. Mark 12:31 says Jesus in his public ministry with 3 key principles. God's love commands us to love our neighbor. Love the Lord with all your heart and all your soul and strength. And the second is love your verse say, love thy neighbor as thyself. If you're invited to love someone as you love yourself, how will you love them? Be kind, respect them as you respect yourself, not selfish, and forgive others and being compassionate to others. Love thy neighbors. Number 2, Jesus died for everyone. Number 3, compassion. The Good Samaritan, the good example of loving our neighbors. Let us not only look out for ourselves, but our neighbors also. The parable of a Good Samaritan is told by Jesus in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 10, 25, and 37. It's about a traveler, and please understand to be Jew, who is stripped of clothing and beaten and half dead along the road. First, a priest, who is stripped by clothes, beaten, and left by the side of the road. A Jewish priest, then a Levi came by, but both avoided the man. Finally, a Samaritan happened along the traveling road. Although the Samaritan and Jews despise each other, the Samaritans helped the injured man. Jesus described as telling the parable in a response to provocate question from a lawyer, and who is my neighbor, in the context of a great commandment. The conclusion is that the neighbor figure in the parable is the one who showed mercy to the injured fellow. This is the Samaritan. Why didn't the Levi or the priest help the man? Luke 10:25 says, the parable of a good Samaritan On one occasion, expecting the law, stood up to Jesus. Teacher, he asked, what must I do to inherit eternal life? What is written in the law? He replied, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength and with all your mind. And love your neighbor as yourself. So he asked Jesus, who is my neighbor? Which of these three do you think proves to be a neighbor to the man who fell among the robbers? The one who showed mercy. What is a denarius? The next day he took out 2 denarii and gave to him to the innkeeper. Look after him, said, when I return, I will reimburse you for an extra expense you have. A denarius was a daily wage of a daily labor. Matthew 22 and 31 says, thou shalt love the Lord, love thy neighbor as thyself. The golden rule, do unto others as you will have them to do unto you. So we haven't come in contact with our neighbors. We live beside our neighbor. We talk to our neighbor. We help our neighbor. We ask our neighbors everything that we need to do. So Jesus is trying to tell us to love thy neighbor as thyself. So this is what I taught about the parable of a good Samaritan, found in Luke 10:20-37. So thank you.